Okay, good evening, my friends. Today is the day I still just doing with construction of the F-14 Tomcat jet, and now you can see I did almost of the construction of the fuselage almost, and I just still have to do something with a very small part, which is like here, and it's very hard to see with the camera anyway, like that. And I need to fill in the gaps here to here and upside and opposite side. And the first I can do is cover unnecessary part. I mean, I don't wanna put the putty on it, so I just covered with masking tape. At least once you cover with that, you don't have to sand it on the surface of the little mold, right? Then, which is not so difficult things that I'm going to talk about using with the putty. And where is the put some. This is a little bit dry, so I need a little bit wet. This gonna be, this should be turns to very flat surface, so I put a putty a little bit, plenty, I think it's fine. And turn to other side. Some little bit. I think this surface should be sanded off without using a putty. I think it's fine. But if you want, you can put this wherever you want it. Just try to make just covered with masking tapes, and put some it's just fine. And now what I'm going to introduce is filling the gaps techniques, some kind of, but if you already know, it doesn't necessary to see this, but I can tell you, which is like, if you want to fill in the gaps, which is like here, you can put the putty on it, but it's very hard to sand it off, of course, because this is very narrow and very sensitive area, so it's very hard to sand it off. So now what I did is to using putty. This is my favorite one, and this technique is basically, I think, that comes from the Masa Narita, who is the CZ creator now, and according to from his homepage, it's just introduced a similar way. So I just doing with this putty. So, and this I think the technique is something like you can see a little bit gaps here, right? And it doesn't works to very flat and clean surface, but at least it can show you very small gaps, turn to very small gaps. And anyway, I will do. I did almost of the parts, so it's not something to do with it, but I can show you. So you can see the very small and what you can see or not, I'm not sure, but put some putty like this, right? And usually it's very hard to sand off if I put the putty like that, of course. It's definitely hard to sand it off, right? So at that point, what I'm going to do is using by the rocker thinner, put the rocker thinner and a little bit wiped off, and try to wipe it off with the rocker thinner, right? So at least the putty will remain the small gaps, and you have already wiped off like that, so you don't have to sand it so many times, which is very nice and handy techniques when you are using putty. And I have tried many kinds of the putty, and I tried Tamiya, surface primer or Tamiya putty, whatever. But I think that this one is pretty mature. This is very very nice to doing this. If you do with the other putty, maybe once you try to wipe it off, the putty will not remain at all. It's all cleaned up. So I think this putty is very, very useful in this kind of techniques. So I should recommend you to having this. It's very handy. If I compare with the other putty to do the same things, sometimes it's not going well. So, and you can do this, which is like this part, or very hard to sand it, and of course it doesn't show you a perfect flat surface, but at least you can not you might not be able to find a huge gaps. You can just find a very small gaps, and I did some kind of very strict corner. And the very good point of using this kind of techniques is you just use the cotton swab, and you don't need to take a time to sand it very complicated area, right? And it might helps you to reduce your sanding time, and and there is some small point to doing this kind of techniques, but in this time it's just fine. You can, if you want, you can try this if you want. And some other place which is like very tiny gaps, small gaps. In this time I just put the putty a little bit and sand it off. It's fine, right? And it's just, it's kind of things you just need patience to do this, which is very quite boring works, I think. You just put a putty and sand it and check it and sand it all again. It's a pretty damn boring. But once if you do that things very well, your model will be very fantastic thing. So I just take care of it. And at least the party should put something enough amount, because the party will decrease after it get dry. So that is a point. So in this point I can tell you the things that the disk kit, it has a very accurate mode, and as I tell you, however a little bit not have enough deep, so I just describe all the panels using by some subscribing tools, which is like this, or some others. So you do the whole lines and leave it should be more much deeper, and some parts are, I think, too much well molded, which is this is trumpeter kit, and it has a very tiny rivet line, and I can see that in the real picture. So I just fill in by the putty, and try to make more natural condition of the surface model. So anyway, I still have some more time to finish this, and after I do with the other part, and I put the white surface on it already. So what I'm going to do next is I just blew the panel line paint as the black before main painting. So I just uploaded before when I making of the Bronco before. So if you want to see, you can check this if you want. And I think that's all.